The term common good is one that we have all heard before. It is often talked about in American history and government classes. The first thing that comes to my mind when I think of common good is the preamble of the Constitution. Part of the preamble says, "We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice and promote domestic tranquility, promote common defense, and promote general welfare." General welfare reminds me of common good because it is about striving to create a situation that is helpful and beneficial for every citizen in a society. Common good holds a critical place in current discussions and problems of our society. This term was used long before the writing of the Constitution. The term common good can be traced back to the writings of Plato and Aristotle. You can define common good as certain general conditions that are equally to everyone's advantage. Another definition by the Roman Catholic Church defines common good as the sum of the conditions of social life which allow social groups and individuals in the groups access to their own fulfillment. Both of these definitions seem to tell us that common good is something available to all that allows you to have a happy, productive, and fulfilling life. The first thing that I think exemplifies what common good really means is the right to freedom. In America, we often take our freedom for granted, but without freedom, we would feel that we were prisoners in our own country. Living without freedom would be suffocating, and it would not allow you to pursue a fulfilling life. I think that in order to keep these freedoms, the federal government should have little control over the daily lives of Americans. It is the government's job to keep people from infringing on the freedoms of other citizens. This should be the government's only job. If a choice that someone wishes to make does not infringe on another person's inalienable rights, then I believe that the action should not be stopped by the government. Secondly, I think that the common good means equality for all, no matter your race, religion, sex, or skin color. We have made huge strides in equality for all, from the women's suffrage movement to Martin Luther King Jr.'s peaceful protests to the Brown versus Board of Education court case that said separate but equal institutions for blacks and whites were inherently unequal. Although we have made great strides towards equality for all, which I think is a big factor of common good, we still have a lot of work left to do. I believe that this work starts at home. I think parents need to step up and teach children the value of every human life. Schools need to continue teaching children that every person has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Finally, I think that common good means a competitive free trade market that allows people to get services and goods at the lowest price with the best quality, and this can be achieved through the free market system of trade. Now, sadly, because we live in a sinful world, I don't think that complete common good is ever going to be attainable. No matter the situation or the debate, you will always have someone who does not agree with your definition of common good. One may ask, how can we even define what common good really is? Every single person will have a slightly different idea about it. Also, because we live in a sinful world, there will be people who work very hard and sacrifice a lot in order to achieve this common good for every citizen, while there will be others who will be considered freeloaders and will get in on the coattails of another. Although common good is out of reach in this sinful world, it still plays a big part in how citizens interact with one another and about how the government is controlled.